She lost everything, her home, her husband, and all her inheritance to his secret second wife. Now, the real game begins. Who do you think will win this fight? Because not even the police can step in this time. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so to stay updated with the latest Nigerian movies. Today, we'll be discussing a captivating new Nigerian movie that's more than just entertainment. It's full of life lessons you won't want to miss. So, let's dive right in. The movie begins with a man and a woman, Eric and Tanya, who check into a hotel to celebrate Eric's birthday. While they're enjoying their time together, Eric suddenly suffers a seizure and collapses, leaving Tanya shocked and confused about what to do. Meanwhile, Eric's wife, Stacy, who is at home, sends him a message to check if he has arrived safely in Lagos and wishes him well. At the same time, Tonya's husband, Usman, calls her about the Italian meal he has prepared for her and insists she return home on time before ending the call. Back at the hotel, Tanya is overwhelmed with panic. The receptionist calls her to confirm whether the electrician Tanya had earlier requested should be allowed in, but Tanya asks her to wait. Feeling helpless and confused, Tanya doesn't know who to call or what to do. Since no one knows she's there, and especially not that she's with another man while being married, she panics and decides to flee. As she tries to leave, her suspicious behavior catches the attention of the receptionist, who reports to the manager. The manager instructs that no one should be allowed to enter or leave the premises. The receptionist, acting on her suspicion, goes to Eric's room and finds him unconscious. While Eric is rushed to the hospital, Tanya is caught and arrested as she tries to escape. Stacy, still at home and growing worried, then receives a call from the hospital informing her that her husband is in a coma. She immediately rushes to the hospital. On arrival, she expresses her pain and heartbreak, explaining how much her husband means to her. The nurse attending to her tells her to contact the hotel where Eric was brought from. Stacy is shocked as she believed her husband had already arrived in Lagos. Sitting in her car, she breaks down in tears, realizing something suspicious is going on. Later that day, at the police station, Stacy confronts Tonya. During their conversation, Stacy is shocked to learn that Tonya is also married. Even more upsetting is the fact that Tonya has been secretly involved with Eric, her husband, for the past 5 years. Stacy also brings up her past miscarriage, which adds to her emotional distress. Tanya insists that she isn't responsible for Eric's condition, and that both of them need to explain what happened, as she, too, is confused by the whole situation. Shortly after, Stacy receives another call that causes her to rush out again. Back at the station, Tanya is seen speaking with a friend and her lawyer, Jude. She begs Jude to help her get released, as her husband must never find out what happened. However, Jude explains that it may not be possible because of the legal consequences that could follow. He advises her to remain patient while he works on other options. That same day, Stacy receives another call from the hospital, only to be told that her husband's medical bills have already been paid by an anonymous person. Initially, Stacy wasn't even prepared to pay the bill herself, and now she's left even more confused and overwhelmed. The nurse advises her to stay calm and take things one step at a time. Stacy then goes to Eric's room, where he is still unconscious, and vents all her anger and frustration. She needs answers for everything that's happening. At this point, viewers are reminded how draining and painful it can be to live with someone while being completely unaware of the secret life they may be leading. Let's see how the story unfolds from here. The next day, Barrister Jude visits Usman and tells him he saw Tonya at the airport that morning. Tonya had claimed she was traveling to South Africa for a medical checkup. Usman is surprised, but he thanks Jude for checking up on her and goes about his day. 5 days later at the police station, Tonya thanks Barrister Jude for successfully bailing her out and for making arrangements to cover up the situation as best as possible. That same day at the hospital, Eric's personal secretary, Nayla, visits to check on him. Stacy is surprised to see her and wonders how Nayla knew Eric was in the hospital. Stacy then tries to get more information out of Nayla about her husband's affair and who paid the hospital bills. Although Nayla was the one who actually covered the expenses, she pretends not to know anything about Eric's personal life. Shortly after, Eric regains consciousness and looks strong. As Stacy walks to the car, Nayla gives Eric some documents to sign. Wow, guys! Now that Eric is awake and about to face his wife, what do you think will happen next? If you were Stacy, how would you handle the situation? As Eric and Stacy drive home together, the radio plays a message about how dangerous a loving woman can be when she's heartbroken but quiet, angry but smiling. Once they get home, Stacy surprisingly treats Eric with kindness, as though nothing ever happened. She even suggests that they have lunch together, and they both sit down to eat. However, Tanya eventually returned home to her husband, Usman, who was furious with her. Tanya initially thought he was angry because he had found out about her affair, but she was surprised to learn that his anger was actually about her unannounced travel plans to South Africa. Realizing this, she quickly played along and used her inability to conceive as a way to divert the conversation and escape further suspicion. Moved by her emotional plea, Usman consoled her and forgave her. Wow, what a smart move by Tanya, but let's see how long her secret will remain hidden. At the dining table, Stacy kept insisting that Eric eat his food, which seemed very suspicious. Eric eventually apologized to her, admitting that he had cheated. However, he said he had lost his appetite and wanted to freshen up instead. This sparked an argument between them, and in the heat of the moment, Eric had another seizure or health attack. The next day, Nayla came to visit Stacy to pay her respects following Eric's death. Just as Nayla was about to leave, a police officer arrived, assuming she had called them to investigate Eric's death. The officer explained that Eric had been poisoned by a rare substance called RBD. He asked if Eric had eaten from anyone else aside from Stacy. At that point, Nayla revealed that she was also Eric's wife. They had gotten married 8 months ago, and she provided evidence to support her claim. She even handed over her contact card. Stacy was completely shocked by this revelation and, overwhelmed by the situation, ordered everyone to leave her house, as things were getting increasingly complicated. A few days later, Stacy met with her lawyer and explained everything that had been happening. She was particularly concerned that her father's property and company, both of which she inherited, were at risk of being taken away or shared. The lawyer tried to calm her down, but reminded her that she had never signed any legal documents granting those rights to anyone. Later, while on her way home, Stacy called Tanya, demanding to know everything about Eric and threatening to go to Tanya's house to expose everything to her husband. Wanting to avoid more drama, Tanya agreed to meet Stacy at a neutral location. That same day, Stacy returned home and told her lawyer that she had visited Eric's supposed family members, only to discover that they were all fake. She was deeply hurt. The lawyer then informed her about findings from the Abuja court, confirming that Nayla was indeed legally married to Eric and had received a house as a wedding gift from him. At this point, Stacy was determined to go all out. She asked the lawyer to dig up every piece of information about Nayla and then went inside to retrieve her gun before storming off, ignoring the lawyer's warnings. Stacy met with Tanya at the agreed location. Tanya opened up about who Eric really was, a criminal who saw Stacy as a stepping stone to a better life. Tanya explained that anyone who stood in Eric's way had ended up dead. Despite his dark past, she said Eric truly loved Stacy. They were once set to marry, but Tanya's cousin had objected, so she married Usman instead, although she and Eric remained lovers. Tanya clarified that Nayla was just a one-night stand who had taken compromising photos of Eric and used them to blackmail him for money and gifts. She claimed that Eric never married Nayla and had planned to cut ties with her. After revealing all of this, Tanya left. When Stacy got home, she found Nayla there with a woman who claimed to be Eric's mother. Nayla had come to claim her late husband's belongings. The woman who said she was Eric's mother threatened Stacy to pack her things and leave within 10 days. However, Stacy, who now knew the truth about Nayla, made it clear that everything she owned was inherited from her late father and that Nayla had no claim to it. She then threw them both out of the house. The next day, Tanya was arrested by the police in connection with Eric's death. They had discovered evidence of their ongoing affair. Tanya's husband was present during the revelation and was shocked. Despite this, Tanya insisted she was not responsible for Eric's death. Meanwhile, Stacy's lawyer told her there was nothing he could do for her because there were no legal documents proving her marriage to Eric. This meant she had no legal claim to any of Eric's assets. At the police station, Tonya was interrogated. She insisted that she never poisoned Eric and that she had only loved him. She explained that she was financially independent and had no motive to kill him. She urged the officers to investigate further and consider that Eric's death might be linked to his criminal past and his toxic relationship with Nayla. On the other side, Stacy began to suspect a deeper conspiracy. She realized that the lawyer she had hired was employed just months after Nayla was brought into the picture. This made her uneasy, and she openly told the lawyer that she no longer trusted him. Just then, he received a call about Tonya's arrest. Stacy later went to the police station to meet Tonya. Both women accused each other of being responsible for Eric's death, but eventually realized they were both innocent. Stacy pleaded with Tonya to help her rebuild her life, insisting that she wasn't interested in fighting over her late husband anymore. Tonya also asked Stacy for help because her husband wouldn't believe anything she had to say. Although the situation seems messy, it's clear that Tonya is innocent. She is just someone who holds a lot of secrets about a man she deeply loved, Eric. Later that day, Stacy managed to locate Nayla's house, where she found her lawyer already there, claiming he was on duty. Stacy confronted Nayla, accusing her of having a criminal past, including being jailed 4 times, terminating Eric and her unborn child, working as a prostitute, and using blackmail to get close to Eric by threatening him with his nude photos. Stacy declared that she would do everything possible to send Nayla back to prison. In response, Nayla subtly admitted her guilt, and the two women began what felt like a psychological game to see who would break first. Then Stacy left. Now guys, how would you handle this situation without bloodshed? Would you use your influence and money to fight for justice? Or would you walk away? Let's wait and see how this intense story finally ends. One day, while Nayla was on her way home, she ran into an old friend named Eva. They used to be involved in the same hustle, and Eva was surprised to see that Nayla was now married, especially since no one had heard anything about it. Although Eva had done something in the past that hurt Nayla, the two managed to reconcile, and Nayla invited Eva to her house. During their conversation, Eva opened up about her current relationship, revealing that she was about to get involved with a married man. She didn't know how to take full control of the situation or how to benefit from it. In response, Nayla offered her a business deal, promising Eva 30% in assets, company shares, and more, while Nayla would keep 70%. She asked Eva if she was in, adding that a professional would be handling the case for her. Eva accepted the deal. Later, Nayla called Stacy and told her to vacate the house within the next 3 days, then abruptly ended the call. Right after that, barista Jude arrived. Nayla and Eva asked Eva to explain more details about the man she was involved with, so they could plan how to gain full control over his wealth and property. A few days later, barista Jude returned with some legal documents that he had prepared for Eva's case. When he handed them to her to sign, she teasingly told him to kiss her, which he did. Afterwards, he stepped outside and thanked Nayla for her support in the process. One day, Eva was sitting in her car when she called Stacy. She informed her that she had sent all the necessary documents to her email. These documents proved Stacy's innocence and secured her access to everything she rightfully owned. Eva then asked Stacy to send the balance of her payment before ending the call. Wow, this just got more interesting. So Eva was actually working for Stacy the whole time, planted in Nayla and Jude's lives to uncover the truth and collect evidence. Let's see how this battle ends. The next day, Stacy confronted barista Jude. She revealed that his downfall was already set in motion. She had deliberately planted Eva in their circle to spy on how they operated and obtain solid evidence. Stacy now had a copy of the forged documents they made, along with proof of their secret deal with Eva. After making everything clear to Jude, she walked away, leaving him frustrated and overwhelmed. It turned out that the same manipulation that Jude and Nayla tried to pull on Stacy, they had also tried with Eva, but now their scheme had been exposed. Barista Jude then called Nayla to inform her that Stacy had found out everything. Worried, he began planning to eliminate Eva, who was now nowhere to be found. Nayla, realizing the threat, called her superior, the person she answers to, for instructions. Shockingly, it was revealed that her boss was none other than Usman, Tonya's husband. Usman then ordered Nayla to terminate barista Jude to cover their tracks. Shortly after that, Jude was lured to meet at a specific location. Later that same day, Stacy received a call from the authorities informing her that both Usman and Nayla had been arrested. However, she was also told that barista Jude had been found dead. This movie delivers strong lessons about human wickedness and how far some people are willing to go to destroy others for power and gain. It teaches the importance of being content, loyal to your spouse, and the need for honest communication about your past before getting married, to avoid painful revelations later. It also highlights how dangerous influence and wealth can be when used with evil intent. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more exciting updates on the latest Nigerian movies. See you next time.